Welcome everybody to Terribad Tavern. We're back. Oh goodness, I'm so happy to be back.
Are we?
Huh?
Are we?
Are we back or are we happy?
I just said, where are we?
Oh,
Where are we?
One of those is a little too deep for this Dungeons and Dragons.
we're not here for that. I don't know because
Why are we here?
we had some pretty deep talks. I mean,
Fair.
you and Dorcas had that whole heart to heart over a tortured body, for a hot minute.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Do you ever wonder why we're here?
That's the life's biggest question.
Sometimes, yes.
All right.
Other times, no.
Everyone is a little quiet. Let me turn everybody up then. I'm so sorry. We'll get everybody boosted here, so that way audio is good all around. So FIFA's had a really busy day. Can FIFA do a what happened last time, or do I need to cover it?
Dearest of diaries, we were inside of a video game, and then we weren't anymore. We saw God. Well, kind of God. I called him Robert. In my heart, I don't think I said it out loud ever, but I think Robert fits. We then, after our existential crises, went out into the world again and found ourselves having spent no time at all away. This and that happened. I found somebody who left the crunchiest part of the wing behind, and I'm enjoying them currently, watching a fist fight.
So, to make sense of some of that, uh, you guys, of course, had the game of strategy against the old man, got brought back into the real world, and then Gildea got into a fight with a dwarf. And then upon Azrael having to pay the betting pool to the Dragonborn that was with them, he refused, and so Dorcas challenged that Dragonborn to a game of wits in order to do double or nothing, which I believe the total is now 14 gold to win or lose. And so I hope you've had a week to think about what that means, or 2 weeks to think about what that means, because you suggested it.
I know exactly
Found
what
my
it means.
notes.
Very well. You found your notes. Good. And so, yeah, this is where we open. The tables in the bar, in the tavern, have all been rounded once again into that arena. And Dorcas, you stand on inside of this circle on one end, and the Dragonborn stands on the other. You describe this scene to me, so that way I know exactly what you're going for here.
Oh, I go up, I basically say fairly loudly, I say, here is the rules. You can do and strike me however you would. I, however, am allowed to use magic. The one thing I cannot do is use any magic that will directly do harm to you.
Okay, there are some, like, murmurs and things amongst the crowd that is gathered inside of this tavern, and the Dragonborn sort of looks at you a little odd and goes, "What good does that do?"
Oh, are you saying you're afraid of what I might do with it?
He sort of cocks his head to the side, and you see the scales on his neck light up, and he goes, "All right," and he throws his overcoat off, and he goes, "Let's have at it then," and squares up to you.
Right?
And okay, so you're trying to win a battle of wit. Let me pull up a thing for him. You're trying to.
Well, the
win
other
a
idea I
battle-
had was to be that instead of being the first one like knocked out, would be the first one to be knocked off to the ground.
Okay.
But if that's not as easy, just do whatever you do. Yeah.
No, that okay. I'm just trying to think how this works. This is the wrong handbook. Yeah. So. Gosh. How do I even? I don't know, man. Do a freaking initiative roll, I guess. I'm still trying to figure out how this is gonna work, but do an initiative roll. Yeah.
Before Dorcas goes up and like begins the fight, can I like have Vaza lift me up so I can give him a massage on the shoulders and just be like, "You got this, bud. You got this. You got this. You got this." And I'm just gonna pump guidance into it.
Okay. Yeah, I can get behind that.
So for the next like minute, you can roll a d4, or whenever you make an ability check, you can add a d4 to it.
Okay.
All right.
Hopefully it helps.
So I got a 12 on my initiative. You got a 6. So I'm gonna say he's gonna throw a couple swings at you. I'm gonna roll 2 attack rolls. So the last time we did this, we were getting close to our end time, and rather than have us spend like an hour rolling back and forth, I had Gildea and I roll a couple like quick checks.
Yep.
So I feel like this is gonna be a bit more narrative based, as to like kind of keep that as a fair thing. I don't really know. We're gonna see how fluid it is. My camera's broke. For a second, and I don't know why. Hang on. Stand by, everyone. Camera's gonna do a weird thing. There we go. Okay. It happens every time I host the cameras. So I'm gonna roll a couple attack rolls on you, I guess. An 11 to hit.
That will be the same.
Okay, so the first one I know doesn't hit, and then that one is a clash. So he is gonna run up, and he kind of immediately just sort of grabs you and locks into just this, I don't know, kind of like a sumo wrestler's embrace, like the shoulder to shoulder grab, and has a hold of you in that.
Okay. So, is it possible for me to cast something, try and distract him?
Yeah, I'd say give it a shot. What are you trying to cast?
Minor illusion.
Okay. So I guess go ahead and explain to me what you're trying to do, like what you're trying to make in this minor illusion.
So as we're grappling, I'm gonna start cast. My hand will, like I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start casting, and in his ear, my voice will be saying, "Look out behind you," very loudly.
Okay. I would say then, yeah, you two sort of. Gosh, let me think. I have to pass a wisdom check, right, to see if he believes it? Or do you have to roll to see how good it is? Which one is that? Because one of his, like, do we see through it, and the other is how good is it? A couple different illusion spells.
It doesn't have either of those.
Okay, then how about this? I'll have.
Wait, here it is. Check against your spell save D.
What kind of check?
Spell. Check against your spell save. What is that? It has to determine if oh, okay. It's an intelligence.
So an intelligence save? Okay. And what's your spell save DC?
Is that just my intelligence or score?
You should have in your spell book like an area that says what your spell save DC is.
Oh, there it is. 12.
12? Okay, 12 is the one to beat on intelligence. They have a +0 to that. I got a 10, so it's a failure. So he comes up and locks with you and hears this thing, and his head sort of twitches to the side, uh, thinking like maybe I'm grabbing something that isn't him, and he turns away from you. Not grabbing you as firmly as he was before.
Okay. So. This is here. Are we still grappling, or do I have the ability to actually attack him?
I would say you now have the ability to attack him, having him loosen his grip from you.
I have advantage, or just a normal one?
Just a normal one.
Alright, let's see if that works. Unarmed strike, correct?
Okay. So, just so I make sure, because when you laid out the rules, you said you can't cast anything that directly harms him.
Can't cast anything that directly harms.
Right, but you can hit him, is what you're kind of going for here. That's a 12, yeah, that hits. So go ahead and roll damage there.
Wait, what does that even mean? If I roll.
+1, so you just got a 1? What?
No, I rolled. There's no roll thing next to my unarmed strike.
What? Hang on, let me check your page here.
Goodness, all kinds of Wait, your punch kick had by forceful bludgeoning damage. Equal to 1 plus my strength modifier. So no, I did 1. It's just 1.
Oh. It's 1 plus strength, so okay, I gotcha. So it is just 1. Alright, you take a swing as he looks away and kind of catch him off the side of his jaw, and it sort of dazes him for a second. He's amazed that, you know, you landed the punch, and there, from his side of the ring, is like a ooh, because it seemed kind of dirty. He's gonna take a couple swings at you. First one does not hit. Second one is a 13, so that one hits, right?
Well, it would normally.
What is that supposed to mean?
Means that I'm going to cast my shield, which will up my AC by 5.
And that's a reaction that you can do?
It sure is.
Alright. What does your shield typically look like when you cast it?
So the shield would be a dome, like a half dome in front of whatever direction I'm casting it, of like blue. It looks like a blue light.
Okay. So is it like you put your staff on the ground and it kind of creates this wall sort of thing? Is that what you're thinking? Okay.
Well, no, it's sort of, I mean, it just kind of, I can move with it, but yeah, sort of.
Okay. So he is dazed by your strike and kind of throws a punch, but is dizzy, and then he goes to throw the second one, and you put this dome down, and his fist connects with it, and you hear like this crunch as his hand punches the shield, and he just yells out in pain as he's holding his wrist. And then I'll give you another opportunity to do something else.
So I'm going to. Something just happened. Sorry.
Huh? You good?
I'm trying to cast Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
That's that.
Okay.
I think just had to reload for a sec. So.
You're good. So, what is it? I don't know what all the spells do. I'm a bad DM. What do all the spells do?
I can do a lot of different things.
That's the thing that, like, makes things appear as something else,
Yeah.
right?
I did the stinking cloud with it before.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you did.
So this time I am going to going to create. Trying to create like a fog around.
A fog? So you want to like cover the battle area in smoke?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that.
All right. So fog emits from your staff, and all of you looking into the ring suddenly can't see what's going on inside of it. A thick fog sort of looms over everything.
When this happens, I'm gonna grab FIFA and put him on my shoulders to see if he can see anything that's going on.
If you make a perception check with advantage. Good Discord words.
Oh god, I went to the wrong page. Advantage. Roll. That's a 15.
Yeah.
All right. You are lifted up. Vazzy, you're. What are you, like 5'7", right? You're short for a Dragonborn.
I'm sure for a Dragonborn, yeah.
Is it 5'3", 5'4", somewhere
I'm
in there?
5'3", yeah.
That's what it is. You're lifted in the air, and your combined height, you reach about 7 feet, I'd say. And you look down and peer through, and you can kind of see like their shadows moving about. Not so much, not so much like perfectly what is going on, but you can see their shadows through the fog that has been created.
Oh god, they've turned into shadows.
And I'm going to make, I guess, 2 more attacks for the other guy, but this time with disadvantage. On both of them, I guess. So, first one on the first. Second on the second. That does not hit. First on the first. Or the second, I guess. Second one on the second. That does not hit. Okay. So he, unable to see, just kind of starts swinging wildly into the smoke, unable to see where you're at.
While he's doing that, is it possible for me to, well, no, that's a piece of, I'm assuming I can't use anything other than my fist, actually. I have my staff, but I don't.
I mean, you could bop him with your staff, I guess, if that's what you're trying to do.
No, I was thinking of putting like an immovable rod in the middle of the air and just see if he trips over it.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give you that. Yeah, sure. You put an immovable rod in the air, in the middle of the fog, and you just set it there and then just step away. Okay. Let me roll something. let me roll something here. All right. So there's an inability to see for a moment, right? FIFA, you can kind of see the shadows moving about, but it's hard to tell what's going on exactly. And then as the sort of grunts of swings kind of go away, right? Dorcas, you're standing just a couple feet away from this immovable rod, right? Waiting to hear like the ting of him running into it. Suddenly, his shadow becomes very big in front of you as he uses the immovable rod as handlebars and swings off of it and like does a double kick at you. And the thing I rolled would be essentially his attack roll in this, and it hits. I'm gonna roll some damage here. Not a lot, because it's just him kicking you. That'll be 4 bludgeoning damage, as he just kind of double kicks you in the center of the chest, and you get staggered backwards as you take that hit. And you can now see him very well as he's in front of you.
I am going to laugh a little bit and say, "Aye, good strike. Let's see if you can add this."
Turns out he's doing great. I think he just kicked him.
I am going
That
to
was
cast,
the other dude.
I'm going to cast Dancing Lights right in his eyes.
Okay. Roll me an Arcana check, I guess, because this isn't something that typically does damage.
Oh, that is so bad.
That's a critical failure. That's a 1.
It is a natural 1. Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
So you throw. Okay.
This is so bad.
I'm gonna say you get a little cocky. With how you said that, it felt like you got a little cocky, right?
Oh, yeah.
I got a little peanutty. And
That's
typically
easy.
you have to cast everything from your staff. But of course, some wizards, when they get powerful enough, can channel their power without using that. And you have already done that once before, but on accident. So you, I would say, take kind of a shot in the dark and attempt to transfer the magic from the staff to your hand, and then sort of like pocket sand him with it, if that makes sense.
Really does.
And when you throw it out of your hand, there is a sudden flash of light, and not like dancing lights, like a flashbang has gone off in this room. And there is a loud pop and a sudden flash, and everyone's vision goes white.
Ah!
And when everyone kind of clears for a second and takes a moment and blinks and rubs their eyes, the circle that was there is now like a blast in the center of the table ring went outward, and the tables all flew back. The circle's no longer complete, and everyone sort of in the tavern is on, like, fallen back on a stool or against the wall or on the ground. The bartender who was sitting on the bar overseeing this has fallen back behind it. Drinks have been knocked over tables, and it is just, it looks like an explosion happened in the center of this bar. And the sorry, my nose is running. The Dragonborn you were fighting sort of sits up from where he's landed. He's kind of like up against one of the tables across from you. You are still standing. From where you cast, you are still standing in your position. And he sort of like shakes his head and looks up and goes, "What the fuck was that?"
I wish I could answer that. It's a mistake.
Can I take this moment while everyone's distracted to roll a stealth check?
Okay.
Who are you thieving?
I'm not thieving. What I'm trying to do is give Dorcas a little bit of an unfair advantage by taking off the belt of the Dragonborn he's fighting.
So his trousers drop?
Okay.
Yep.
Make a sleight of hand check, I guess. Jeez, I'm sorry.
Oh no!
What is it? It hasn't loaded for me yet. That's a critical failure again!
Another natural one?
So,
Guys, that's my job.
another critical failure. So, everyone's sort of dazed. And this Dragonborn is sort of like picking himself up. His two dwarf friends are helping him. The bartender gets up from behind the bar and is resting against it. And he goes, "Well, I guess that's what we get for letting magic in the fight." And as he's waving for people to start cleaning up the mess, Azrael, you reach down to undo this belt, and quite suddenly, the Dragonborn's hand snaps to your wrist and grabs a hold of you. And he sort of like, I don't know, like picks it up and bends it so you're like, you know, twisting your arm out so you can't really do anything, you know? And he looks at you and goes, I knew you were a dirty thief! And as he does, the scales on his neck light up with that bright red. And he...
Can I whip my tail around his neck to stop him from emitting whatever is about to blow out of his mouth?
Make a dexterity check to see if you're fast enough. I'll say. To see if you can get your tail up and around his neck in a timely manner.
Just a dex or like a dex acrobatics?
Acrobatics, let's do that. To see if you can, because he's kind of on the other side from this circle than you, so I'd say if you can get over there and get your tail on him.
Hold on.
That's a 3 + 2, a 5. With everything scattered about, I'll say you aren't quite able to get that far across the room in time.
I'm still up here.
I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm looking for something here.
Can I just shout out at the Dragonborn and say, "Wait, wait!" I hold up a pouch of gold.
Hang on, I'm looking for things now. Why can't I find what I'm looking for? Oh, it's because nothing's in alphabetical order, because why would we do that? There we go. Make a persuasion check.
Oh, man.
That's a 10. Okay. I'll say
Talking to try and convince him more.
the one dwarf who had been doing all the talking originally, right? Sort of holds his hand up and goes, hold on there. And the red is still fully lit up in his throat. And Azrael, as his maw kind of opens, you can see the flame in the back of his throat, like, coming up, out, and trying to shoot from his mouth. And he walks over to you, Dorcas, and the dwarf holds out his hand for the pouch of gold.
As I hand it over and I say, I said I would use no offensive magic. While I did not mean to do so, I did. Win. Fair and square. Here's what you're owed.
You drop the gold into his hand, and he kind of bounces it and opens it up and looks inside. And he goes, all right. And he turns to his friend and he goes, what do you think? You think they're worth it? And the Dragonborn kind of gives a deep stare at Azrael, and the color in his neck seems to sort of fade away. And he throws your hand like out of his and releases you from his grip, and kind of gets right up in your face, Azrael, and goes, don't come back. And walks away as the other dwarf sort of pats him on the back, leading him, away from your group.
I wander back to the rest of the party and say, what was his problem?
Seriously.
I think you were his problem,
Congratulations, all.
friend.
We've made a really good impression in the name of the Queen.
Oh, nobody said anything about the queen in this place yet.
The dwarf, the dwarf that took the money, as he passes by you, Gildea, he sort of looks at you and looks back at your group and just goes, some friends you got, huh? And kind of rolls his eyes and goes and joins his friends again. Because if you'll remember, you're the one who bought him the drinks to begin with.
I did.
You started this all.
So it's your fault.
No, that is not what I'm saying. I am not saying that. I am saying that Gildea tried to make really good friends and have a nice round of fisticuffs, and then y'all started pulling some fuck shit. And
Y'all.
y'all.
Say two of us.
I'm
got
just
y'all.
here
We got
enjoying
y'all.
my chicken wings.
I
Alrighty.
would just like to point out, I started the conversation because I was trying to get more information. Now, I got no information, and you lost a bunch of gold.
My choice.
Technically, you also got beat up.
Yeah, there's that too.
Me?
Oh,
No.
me.
Oh, you. I was gonna say, I
Oh, Gildea, how are you doing? Here, feel better soon. And I cast healing word. Do you need healing?
I think with the way we went through that encounter, you didn't get beat up to the point where like you lost a bunch of hit points.
Never mind. Back in.
Rewind.
Is it possible for me to go over to the Dragonborn I was fighting?
I'd say you could. There's nothing stopping you from doing that.
Dorcas, where are you going?
Just give me a moment.
Before you go, let me touch you again. You must have the Eagle's Splendor, and I cast Enhance Ability. Eagle Splendor on you. You have advantage on Charisma checks for the next hour.
Ah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go over to him, and I'm gonna say, well, you were too much for me. So, here, a drink. Me. I flip him a coin.
He kind of like he catches the coin and sets it on the bar immediately, and he's kind of like, it's so hard to explain like Dragonborn body when you're not that, he's kind of like rubbing the top of his maw, I guess, and he's like, yeah, cool, just we don't do magic for a reason, all right?
I'm sure you can relate to the fact that perhaps if you saw a friend who didn't really know the circumstances by which he had gotten himself into trouble, you'd still probably step in now, wouldn't you?
He kind of rolls his eyes, and when he does, the one dwarf that only speaks in hand symbols,
Yeah.
throws a couple symbols towards the Dragonborn, and the Dragonborn sighs and goes, "Alright, I guess I see where you're coming from, but just if you're gonna stick in town, don't stick around too long, alright? You've kind of made a mess of the bar here, and this is all we really have."
It's fair. But, I lean in closer. That was
Okay.
a hell of a fight, was it not?
You make a charisma check, I guess.
Advantage.
You do have advantage due to,
Where? Oh, there it is.
Does
Oh, that's a good roll.
what does
18 plus 2.
do?
I can roll twice.
Oh.
First one was better.
The first one was better. So you got a dirty 20. He kind of chuckles and goes, "I'll admit, I haven't even seen the wizard in town do some shit like that, so that was good."
I kind of, heartedly, punch him in the shoulder and say, "We'll be off now. Thank you, my friend."
He kind of nods towards the coin that you toss him for a drink and goes, "Thank you."
I go back to my friends.
How did it go? Did you get any information?
Oh, but I bought us a little more time here if that's what we want.
Okay.
At the very least, perhaps I made a wee bit of an acquaintance. Not sure that'll do us much good, but perhaps he'll see one of my shows and tip me kindly.
So are we gonna go look for this lost wand in the crypt?
Oh,
Yes,
right.
we must save Blair.
That is not what happened.
Are we
Listen,
actually going to come here to see if the wizard could use my
Yes, we
staff?
were. Oh, that's a good point. Oh, wizard!
the wizard, Xerxes, who had originally asked you to go find his wand, is chilling over by the door as everyone is kind of like writing up stools and everything. He's trying to keep out of the way. He goes, "Hey, that was a lot."
Yes, hopefully you now understand the magical prowess that comes from our wizard.
He goes, "Yeah, Dorcas." He turns to you and goes, "Listen, wizard to wizard, channeling that into your hand was kind of fucking dumb, right? Like, don't get me wrong, I don't know your abilities and your whole thing, but like, most of us can't do that. Maybe stick to the staff." He goes, "Anyway, you wanted to see if I could use that?"
Can I roll an Arcana check on this guy to see if he's actually a wizard?
Sure, yeah.
Or
4 plus 4 is 8. So you're after that blast, you're a little foggy. You do feel magical energy coming from him. But it's hard to pinpoint how much because of what just happened.
so I hold out my staff to him and say, "Something you can use?"
Alright, he grabs onto it. Let me roll something here. He grabs onto the staff and kind of takes a deep breath in, and you see him focus for a moment. Oh, sweet Jesus. That's a critical failure.
Oh no.
Another one. Oh my god.
I
It's
wish
so contagious. It's
I wish I
spreading.
was kidding. Oh no.
It's your fault, Beardy.
So, that's a natural one. So, to peek behind the curtain a little bit, whenever I say, I'm gonna roll something here out of the blue, I have this one die that's different from every other die I have. So I have I have 6 sets of dice. I have 6 sets of dice, right? I have one die, I don't know where it came from or how I got it, but it is an ink blot die. It's completely clear with a big ball of ink in the center. It looks really cool. And I use it as what I call my fate die, where if something really weird or really cool is about to happen, and it's an NPC doing it, I roll that die when I say, let me roll something here, to see what that NPC does without actually doing a bunch of checks. And I never lie about it. And so he channels for a moment holding this staff. And a bright glow comes from the top of it.
From the tip.
From the tip. And he opens his eyes, and he looks really happy about it. And he goes, amazing! I can't! And then there's a boom. And suddenly,
Premature happiness.
the door that he's standing in front of comes off its hinges. And the staff, you know how, like, you know how in a cartoon, when a character dashes away quite suddenly, there's like a smoke outline of where they were just standing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like that, where the staff is still standing there, and then just a huge cloud of dust just poof, as he goes flying through the door and across the porch and into the street. And the door falls flat, just right onto the porch. And a bunch of people outside run over to pick him up out of the dirt. And yeah, you're all just now standing in the doorway of the tavern with fucking Xerxes flown into the street.
Well,
I'm gonna throw like 4 gold pieces to the bartender, just like.
I say we've done enough good in this town.
I don't think we should ever come back.
Let's leave. Donkey.
What about this girl that you said we need to save?
It might be a lost cause now.
Have the blue people help.
Have the what?
The other group.
Oh, the blue flame.
flame.
The blue
Oh,
people.
robots.
Go get Blue Man Group and have him help us out.
It's
Oh,
not our
robots.
fault that he did not
listen.
properly channel. It's his own fault. Now, come on.
So what are you all doing now?
Leaving.
We're leaving?
Leaving.
Are we leaving? What are we doing? FIFA's like, well, this wizard's
You're-
a fake.
We're leaving
going
the
to-
bar for sure.
We're leaving the bar, yeah, but you're gonna leave the wizard before you even check to make sure he's okay?
Wizard, are you okay?
Okay, so I guess FIFA, make a medicine check. If you're going to run down there and be like, are you okay?
Wizard, wake up. I don't like this. 14.
You go to pick him up, and he's holding his head, and he's kind of dizzy, and there's like a group around. You can tell that he definitely is like brute. Like, he's probably not concussed, but he's about as close to concussed as you can get. And he is definitely like just trying to catch focus again, as he was just thrown about 20 feet. He's like, what happened?
Everything bruised? Anything broken?
He goes,
How many fingers am I holding up?
how many are you? I can't see it. Hang on. You're holding 2. You're doing the rock out symbol. He's sort of like,
I let my pink hair out of the man bun and I'm like rocking in his face.
he starts blinking really fast, and eventually he just like puts his hand on your forehead, so that way your head will stop rocking, and he goes, 2. Yeah, 2.
The fingers are still rocking. Very good, very good. I like to blur the movement to make sure you can really see it.
He just kind of goes, I don't think that's how that works. What? I don't.
Today is not your day, friend.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. He goes, get my wand, don't get my wand, I don't care. And he just kind of like, the group around helps him to his feet. He goes, whatever you do, just let me know, okay? And they kind of help him to sit down on the steps to the inn. And he just kind of sits there, holding his head, trying to clear it.
I say we get the wand. We've got to try and make up something of what we've lost here.
I mean, can we I like try to hustle away for a second. I'm like, group huddle over here. Group huddle. Group huddle. Can we trust someone who is supposedly adept at magic but can't use 2 staffs? I mean, I suppose a wand is much smaller than a staff, so maybe he just needs a smaller focus.
He's not used to handling things of such size, obviously.
Oh yes, it's the girth.
It's got to be proper shaft diameter.
I already hate where this conversation is going. Let's go get this one. I'm starting to think we're not talking about magical components anymore.
Azrael is never talking about magical components.
Donkey?
And
Is that what you call a donkey?
now, Dorcas, tell me a little bit about what you did in there. How did you distract him? That was quite interesting.
I cast an illusion into his ears. Yeah, that part worked out fairly well.
Yes, but how?
Difficult to go into exactly how. It'd take time to explain to you exactly how to cast a spell like that. Why? Is it something you're interested in learning how to do?
I've never once fancied magic. However, that seemed quite enticing.
I'm gonna kind of keep my hand over Azrael and I'm just gonna say, you do have some inborn talent. It'd be possible.
I will keep that in mind.
I want it known that as a DM, I don't like where this is going.
There may have been some conversations.
I know there was a fucking conversation. There is no
I've
reason,
learned some of your fancy magic.
there is no damn reason why Azrael would suddenly desire magic other than to fuck with me. I know that. Alright.
No, there's one thing I'll tell you though. Hey, you owe me a little bit for saving your ass back there, do you not?
Yes. I seem to recall that you were interested in some of these rings that I had.
Exactly where I was going.
I guess I could part with one of them.
Very well.
Okay.
And in return, I will have further discussion about perhaps learning a trick or two that I might know.
Excellent.
Now I understand. Wait a minute. Before the game started, I want to say that fucking Patty said to me just offhandedly, I can't wait until we're level 5. And didn't elaborate why. And now I know. And I'm fucking salty about it. Anyway, I'm going to say...
There's no collusion here. It's fine, Saul. Don't worry. It's fine.
No.
All fine here.
I worry
We're all
about...
fine here.
I worry about the possibilities. These shorts are riding up, man. Anyway, I'm gonna say this conversation happens while you guys are on the way to the crypt, assuming that's where you're going.
Yeah, speaking
Yeah,
of riding
yeah.
up, we're riding up to the crypt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you all start making your way to the crypt of where this wand is supposed to be, right? Now, let me do some things because we're gonna get a map up here, which I don't do many of anymore, but we're gonna get a map.
You gave me one of the rings back, though. That was the result of that, right? So now
Yeah,
you only have
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to stream you guys the map as I have it. And then allow me a moment on here to get the map up on here as well. There we go. Alrighty. So, you all travel a ways to eventually reach this place. The path kind of winds through the, like, there's a, hang on, let me, excuse me. Beyond the Four Keep village, which is the village that you guys have been in, the beyond the Four Key Village is a sort of hilled area that is surrounded by trees. You wind through the trees a little ways. The path becomes easier to follow and harder to follow as you go through it due to the uprooting and the way the hills sort of wind. But after a little ways of travel, you eventually come onto a graveyard. You can see, if you were to turn around and look through the trees, you could see the light from the Four Keep town. You could see like the lanterns hanging there if it were nighttime. It's not quite there yet. But as you are right now, just sort of looking out, it just looks like hills and trees are blocking your way. And as you turn, you find a very odd sight. You see a graveyard. It looks very unkept. A lot of the gravestones are falling apart. The ground seems that it hasn't been, well fed. The nourishment is gone in it. And a sign sets out in front that simply states, "Last grave of the War of Forgotten Bond." And before you lies this sort of image of a decrepit crypt in the back, as well as a graveyard here, and some skeletons seem to be roaming the grounds. As Xerxes had mentioned back when FIFA had originally asked him about the job, he said he was chased out, and that he had to escape very quickly. And you see now that skeletons seem to be roaming. And here, I suppose I'm going to have everybody roll initiative. Unless there's anything anyone wants to roll and see and check for before we actually get into combat. That is also fine as well. Just so long as it doesn't get lost in the initiative orders.
Maybe just a general perception of, like, how many enemies were going up the general area.
You can see, just out of looking, you can see 5 skeletons sort of roaming around. If you're looking for specifics, 2 have spears, 2 have bows, and 1 has a sword. Where's my pen? I had a pen.
Oh my god.
What?
I just natural rolled 1 for initiative.
Oh no. Alright, let me roll here.
What is it with today? We still paying for all the awesome rolling we did 2 sessions ago?
Yeah.
Vaza,
I think so. Yes, dear.
do you have any ranged weapons?
I do.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh my gosh, every time.
I was gonna see if you wanted a magic rock, but
Oh? Wait.
I mean,
Oh?
I can always use a magic rock.
I was like, wait,
oh, you
this
want a
is not-
magic rock? Okay. I take a rock. I pick up a rock from the ground, and I lick it, and I cast magic stone on it, and I give it to you.
What does that
Thank
mean?
you.
So +4 to hit. Just whenever you throw it. Have fun. 60 foot
Buddy.
range.
Okay.
1d6 +2.
Oh. Every time he says something, like, goes on your profile, goes.
Wait, what?
Like, because your profile picture is that GIF right now.
Oh, and this Benedict Cumberbatch kind of just like.
Open his mustache.
Oh my god.
I didn't know that. Hold on, let me click over at this.
It makes me giggle.
Wow, wow, wee, wow. Oh my gosh.
Does it move when you talk?
It moves when
Yes.
I talk.
Oh no.
Ah.
I'm sorry. Metagaming first.
No, it's fine.
Dying over here.
Okay, and then you rolled a 1, Gildea, right? That's what you said? For some reason, your rolls don't show up for me, so sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So,
I mean, it's supposed to.
I know, that's what confuses me, is sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't.
Well, I mean, I rolled a 1, so it turns into a 3.
Oh, it turns into a 3. Okay.
Oh, you really just don't want to fight.
Clearly. Should probably make sure that, like, I'm wearing stuff.
Yeah, I'll say you put your armor back on.
Okay. And, like, you know, got my shield and peace out.
Okay. Oh my goodness, this is going to be an interesting course of events. All right, Azrael, you are the first up in this attack order. I have you currently positioned here. I know you guys can't see my mouse, so I gotta like touch your characters. And then these grids are set up as 10 by 10. So there are 4 slots per grid section that you see. So we'll have to be pretty specific about where I set you down. But aside from that, this is the battle you see before you.
So each grid is 10 feet?
Yes. So you'll have to choose a corner of each grid, I suppose, as your 5-foot section.
So I guess how far away is that closest one?
The closest one would be 5, 10, 15, 20 feet.
I'm gonna run up and stab him in the face.
Very well. So 5, 10, 15. So yeah, he's on the 20 foot, so there you are on the 15. And you go ahead and roll your attack. To stab him in the face.
Have at thee!
+6 on a dagger to hit.
I meant to do that as the rapier, but either way it's the same.
Oh, can you like switch them out with your bonus attacks?
Yeah, I get the bonus attack if I do it with the rapier.
Excuse me. All right. That is a 19 to hit. That absolutely hits. Do you want to wait to roll your damage after you do all your bonus attacks?
I'll just roll the sneak attack with this.
Okay. Okay, that's a 5 for rapier damage.
And because it's just me and him, I do get sneak attack on this.
15 total. Let's see here. Okay. You rush up and you give this guy the 1-2 combo, and he immediately just sort of collapses. The bones break apart and he falls to the ground. 15 damage.
Say what?
Interesting, isn't it?
You killed him.
That's...
That was too easy.
Yeah.
I'm not used to them falling so quickly.
We just walk into Fuckville.
I just like look at my sword. I'm like, did something happen?
Next up is FIFA, and then Vaza after that.
Can I take my bonus action and retreat back because I'm like still confused?
Yeah, do you want to go back to where you were originally standing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna dash as my bonus action and just kind of go back and be like, I don't understand. I know I normally stab them really, really hard, but that almost seemed too hard.
Something's not right here.
Well, somebody with a little more knowledge should roll an Arcana check.
Oh, right. I probably can't do that until my turn, right?
Yeah, I'll say wait till your turn to do that. But yeah, FIFA and then Vaza.
Alright, Vaza, so when you throw it, you must use the druidic word for throw. Like so, and with my bonus action, I lick another rock to cast Magic Stone, and I yell, Yeet!
Yo, you what? Yahtzee?
I yell, Yeet!
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 At a skeleton that's within 60 feet.
Within 60 feet, let me see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40. Yeah, that, this one out here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40. And this one out here. So,
Does one of those have a bow?
this one has a bow.
I'd like to hit the one with the bow.
Okay, go ahead.
21 to hit.
That's a fucking 20. You threw a rock and got a 21 to hit and yelled, yeet!
I deal 5 points of magic damage at it.
I fucking love it.
Magical bludgeoning damage.
Magical bludgeoning damage. So fucking FIFA picks up this rock, licks it, yells, yeet! I just fucking drop a pizza box all over the ground.
No, not the pizza box!
Fucking holds up a rock, yells, yeet! And fucking hits.
Druidic for throw.
Yeah, and hits an archer in the head. So this rock goes hurtling. Hang on, give me a second. Okay. How much? 5 damage?
5 damage.
Okay. This rock
Cantrip.
goes hurtling across the graveyard and smacks this fucking skeleton in the head. The raven that is sitting, or the crow that is sitting on the grave next to, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a crow on that grave. The crow on that grave like flutters its wings and kind of like flinches as the skeleton just goes and looks down at the rock and just groans as it like touches its head. Yeah, is that all you got?
That's my turn.
Gotcha. Next up is
Doesn't do a
Vaza.
lot of damage, but it's a magic rock.
Vaza, and then we'll have a few skeleton turns before Dorcas.
Oh god. Okay. I'm gonna longbow the yeeted. The yeet.
Doesn't use the magic rock. I love it.
I'm gonna save my magic rock, you know. I'm gonna save that magic rock. I got plans for that magic rock. Now that I have it, I got plans.
We're gonna save that magic rock for like the big baddie of the entire campaign.
Vaza.
I've literally added it as a custom item into my inventory.
Vaza, as
The
a
funny part is, the magic is gonna fade in a minute, and Vaz is gonna be pissed. When she picks it up out of the bag, it's just gonna be a normal rock that's kind of soggy.
Vaza, broken and defeated on the final battlefield of this campaign, is gonna reach into her bag and pull out a rock and just believe with everything in her power, it just, yeah!
And it's just gonna be a rock!
My face hurts!
I'm just remembering this episode.
So good!
My face hurts.
There was an episode of Batman the Animated Series where all the villains were talking about how they almost got Batman. And Killer Croc is just like, so there I was. And then they get to the party. And then they're like, okay, and I threw a rock at him! It's gonna be fast.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Vaza, if you want to use your bow, go ahead and roll to hit.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a hit. 13.
Oh my god, okay. So here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what's really fucking cool. So that 13 is a clash,
Yay.
and it's ranged, so here's the kind of wicked crazy shit that's about to happen. That makes it just fits with the bullshit that we've already been doing. Vaza launches an arrow at this skeleton, who is now staring at all of you because he got hit in the head with a fucking rock.
A
Magic rock.
The arrow comes flying at him. He catches the arrow, knocks it in his own bow, fires it back. Vaza, it's a clash, so you catch the arrow back and fire it back at him. And this is what will continue until one of you hits out of the clash, is you're just catching and firing the arrow back at one another.
This is amazing.
Oh
I
my
look
god.
on in amazement. I just goes back and forth.
It's like a tennis game.
Essentially, yes.
Arrow tennis.
This reminds me when the druids of Wimbledon came to our forest.
Excuse me. Okay. Next up is another... Okay, so it's going to be 3 skeleton turns and then Dorcas, so I'll try to do them fast. The skeleton out here sees what's going on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can't reach you all, but he runs as close as he can. This skeleton, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, is going to stand here, and let's see, who's in range? There's 2 of you in range. I'm going to flip a coin. Oh, God. Where's a coin? I had coins.
You could just roll a dice.
Yeah, but that requires math. Flipping a coin is one or the other.
Odds or evens on a 6-sided dice.
Shut up, I'm flipping a coin. I got it. Cool. He's gonna shoot an arrow at Gildea. I forgot which dice is which. That one, and then... Wait. That one, and then that one.
When you
Oh,
roll
the
so
one
hard,
that's
your DM
triangular.
Use
knows
the
what
bad
dice-
one.
And that one's one.
Use,
Okay.
use the low hitting one.
Okay, he's
Okay,
gonna...
so hold on. All of us have rolled natural ones at one point today, other than Vaza and
Gildea.
Not today.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Gildea.
When did
just
you
did
roll?
for initiative.
Oh yeah, shit! So FIFA and Ezra are the only 2. Oh, it's gonna happen.
It happened
Asriel did.
the entire session
Oh,
last time.
Vaza and FIFA, sorry. Yeah, that's a 6 to hit. I know that doesn't hit.
Got that magic rock luck, baby.
So he runs up and he takes a shot, and it just kind of, hits off your armor. Or no, you got your shield, so you bounces off your shield.
I did that with my handed, so.
So let's see. That's that was that one, that one, and then we need this one. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, this one rushes up, but is unable to get into range to attack yet. And yeah, we are now at Dorcas, and then after Dorcas will be Gildea.
Okay, I'm gonna roll it out. Can I roll that Arcana check now? to
Yep,
see how
absolutely.
it's up here?
15. That's pretty good. So, I don't have it on here. Actually, I might be able to turn it on. Give me 1 second. Ignore behind the DM screen.
Please ignore.
There we go. So there's this sort of fog that is across everything, and you're getting the notion that the fog is... It's almost like it's inhibiting the area. Like, the fact that the ground isn't well kept, that it's decayed, the fact that the skeletons are alive, you get this weird feeling that this fog isn't natural. It's inhibiting the growth of the area around you. And that's kind of what you can gather from your Arcana check.
Everyone, there's something wrong with the fog in this area. It's not natural.
Amazing. I'm still playing tennis, Arrow. Make a move,
like-
man! Make a move!
Use the stone.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
So I am going to. The fog isn't natural. Could I try and clear it with wind?
Sure, you give that a shot. I mean, I'm guessing wind is one of the spells you're trying to just cast, like, out.
Gust of wind, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
The Dragonborn,
Yeah.
about to cast Clear Skies. That's a good joke for those who get it.
I love it.
I do too. There's no like. I mean, I'm just casting wind. That's.
Yeah, I guess. Oh goodness. So that doesn't have like a hit or anything. Usually it's a dexterity throw to see if you stay up.
Right, but I'm not actually trying to.
Right.
I'm really out.
Sorry. Give me a. Let me check something here. Let me look at something. Let me look at your thing. Give me a nature check.
Okay.
That sounds weird, but I feel like it fits since it's fog.
That'll.
19. So you throw out Gust of Wind. Are you just kind of like throwing it out in any direction that'll take it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you throw out Gust of Wind. We lost Vaza. Oh shit.
I'm coming back. I got yeeted.
Oh my bad.
Yeet!
Oh.
Here, I gotta allow you
My
back
magic rock burning a hole in my pocket.
Oh no!
in. So you throw out this gust, and in a booming cloud, the fog kind of dissipates and seems to rise up, like steam coming off of the ground, and it stays like that for a few minutes, but is suddenly replaced by more fog rising up from the dirt. So there's a few moments of clear when you do it, but after a few moments, it rises again.
Okay. Was planned.
Do you have-
Assuming you're not going to let me do anything else, so.
I don't know. I can. That is your act. That is kind of an action, huh?
This is going on. I'd just like to point out that I've now tried starting to do trick shots with my skeleton. I've been like shooting between my legs, behind my back. Yeah. All of this kind of stuff. Like looping it over to try to hit them onto their head.
Mike is on the face cam, by the way.
Your mic is on face cam. I love it though. I think that's awesome. But yeah, I'd say that is your spell action. You can do a movement or something if you'd like, but
I'm gonna put on Charlie's gold ring.
oh no. Okay. Okay. For those of you that don't know, we have a few magic items in our world here. A couple of them I've made myself, some I pulled from other things, and one thing I made myself was Charlie's Golden Ring. Charlie's Golden Ring is a magical item that randomly teleports its user in 20 feet in any direction.
Right.
So, let me find a D8 here. Okay. So, everyone sees as Dorcas slips a ring onto his finger, and then Dorcas suddenly just vanishes from existence. And then, 5, 10, 15, 20, ends up in the graveyard. Just there. In the graveyard now.
And if it had been the other way, I would have been able to do something else. But okay.
Fuck!
Oh yeah! Wait a damn second! Dorcas just appeared in Vaza and the other one's lit a fire!
Oh my god.
Doc!
Make-
I'm so glad I said I was trying to do trick shots just before this happened.
We're hearing you twice again. Dorcas, make a dexterity saving throw.
Watch out for Vaza! She's a wicked shot!
Oh my goodness. That's a 13. What was your original attack roll? It was a 13! Holy shit! Arrow
How are
is-
you gonna do a three-way flash?
You suddenly blip into existence, and an arrow goes flying past your head, and as it does, you are now doing essentially like quick dodges back and forth as arrows are coming back and forth of these two trying to hit one another. and
Use the
trying not to
force,
get hit.
Neo.
I'm just picturing him like river dancing at this point.
Gildea, it's your turn. And then Azriel, you'll be up next.
God, what fuckery are we?
Okay. Why did you blip into this existence in front of me?
Why haven't you hit the skeleton yet with your damn arrow?
Doc!
Oh man, Gildea, this is you here.
I'm gonna walk towards that one in front of me
Okay.
and attack it with a Morning Star.
Very well. Go ahead and roll
He's
your
like,
attack.
I'm done with all this fancy shit that you all are trying to pull. I'm just gonna walk up to it and eat it.
Jump!
Do a flip. 9
Do
does.
all of these things.
A 9
Jump,
does
jump,
not
slide.
hit against the skeleton. You swing your Morning
Yeah.
Star, and it is able to block it with its shield. Do you have any other bonuses or anything of the sort? Azriel, you are up. FIFA, you're next. And then we'll get back to Vasa and this fucking...
I'm gonna walk up to the one Gildea just trying to hit, and I'm gonna cautiously try and stab it in the face and try and figure out what's going on.
Okay, go ahead and roll your attack. Cautiously
Cautiously
stab it.
stab it.
Just like... Oh, what is this session? I think it's good this is happening in this session. This is healthy for all of us. A 15, that hits. Go ahead and roll your damage. You know how, like, when you're a DM and you're thinking about what could possibly happen in this session? And you never guess right.
Not once.
Oh my god.
Big mood.
That's 9 total?
Yeah.
Okay, you come up and you stab it in its face, and it's bone, so you don't exactly go through it. You kind of chip off of it. It's very hard, you know, bone. And with, you know, this kind of mix of attack, you do get a pretty good strike in on it, but you do not fully kill this skeleton as you did the last one.
Can I poke it?
Just like boop it.
Exactly.
They poop it on its snoot.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like in the chest.
Okay, yeah. You poke it in the chest. Like, you slash it in the face and then poke it, and it just goes and looks at you and then just goes Rah!
And then I'm gonna run behind Gildea.
All right. Let me do some calculation here.
Game ever.
We are so good at combat.
This is
Okay.
like every other combat we have been pretty damn good.
We're just so hesitant with these skeletons. We're like, what's?
What's the deal with the undead?
I'm not using my big spells yet. It's skeletons. It's time to break out the small balls or magic stones.
FIFA then Vaza.
I take a look up into the night sky. or what I imagine would be the night sky, even if it's daytime. And I read my spells again, and I see that I can lick 3 rocks, and use my bonus action to lick 3 rocks to make 3 magic stones at once. Not just one at a time. I then lean back down, pick up 3 rocks, lick 3 rocks, and then I throw one up in the air and I baseball bat it with my staff at the, I'm gonna like rotate so I can hit the one that's in the middle.
Okay, yeah, I see the one you're talking about.
Yeah. And I yell, Yates!
An 11.
Roll an 11.
An 11 does not hit. You baseball this stone, and it goes flying past the skeleton and slams into the crypt behind it. Completely missing. I want you
I
to.
do not know why I think this, but I feel like in another time and place that would have been a good thing.
Okay, let me think for a second. So you licked 1 for Vaza, you licked your own, and then you licked 3 more, right?
Because I read the spell in between
Okay,
my turns,
I
and
want-
I realized I can lick 3 at once.
I want you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Because I'm just licking rocks?
You're just licking
great
grave
door.
rocks
This
From
is
a
druidic
decay-
magic!
from a decaying graveyard, FIFA.
I'm not in the graveyard yet.
You're on the edge of it.
I'm leaning out and picking up natural rocks.
Make a con
Better than
save.
to lick- I know better than to lick dead rocks.
Make a con save.
Are you really gonna fight the dungeon master on this? He can make a dragon come down and eat you.
3.
You vomit. You vomit. You will have disadvantage on your next turn as you begin violently puking.
Wait, did you just roll was that a 3 or did you roll a 1 that became a 3?
No,
I
it's a
rolled a 2
2
that became a 3.
that became a 3.
Oh my god.
So you vomit. You'll have disadvantage on your next turn. Yes, you're a druid, but you've told me your backstory. You did not lick rocks on a normal basis. Okay?
Okay, how do I cast the spell then?
What do
How
you
am I
mean?
suppo- do I gain knowledge on how I'm supposed to cast the spell? Like the method that I'm supposed to use to cast the spell?
Okay, I'll give you a good point on that, but I will say that probably what didn't happen was you would lick graveyard rocks. Like I feel like that's not what you normally. I feel like I have a picture of what your home in the home in the forest looks like. I feel like you didn't just go to the local spring that was in that village and just start I feel like that was probably the rocks you got was clean spring rocks and not going to commune with your ancestors at the graveyard and being like, hey grandpa. So I was thinking we could probably I don't think that's how it went.
Fair.
Okay. I'm sorry, but I feel like it needs to be done at this point.
Okay. I'm going to not prep that spell anymore, but okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. I feel like a dick.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Move on.
Because I feel like it matches with this whole fucking.
That's why I'm doing it. I feel like it matches everything that's going on. Vaza, you're up.
I mean, I'm still doing this tennis with,
roll-
my main man.
Roll another attack. Another longbow attack.
Can because I'm involved in this, can I somehow use Mage Hand to increase the speed of an arrow that flies past me? Give her something.
You enchant my bow so that it's better.
I'm gonna
I don't know.
here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let you roll. I'm a DM that likes to see shit happen. Which is why we do the things that we do here in Terribad Tavern. I feel like you can give me a d20 roll, and if it's less than if it's 10 or below, it's not gonna go well. If
Okay.
it's 10 and above, if it's 11 and above, you help out.
I'm gonna shoot another one of my team, aren't I?
So, and
Has
here's
that happened before?
and here's the thing.
Ah!
No!
Oh, hell yes! Nat 20! Yes!
Incredible.
Oh wait, What do you want me to do, DM? What do you want me to do?
In a sudden burst of incredible agility, Vaza fires her tennis arrow. And Dorcas not just matrix dodges it, but throws a foot up behind it to kick it with such velocity that it cannot be caught again. Vaza, roll damage
Full David Beckham.
on this most bullshit of things. I love homebrew. You rolled a 3, which is fine. The arrow strikes into the skeleton's ribs, and it flinches, and the arrow remains stuck there, but it does not die.
I still turn back to Vaz and go, yeah!
This is...
I would like to now use my magic rock.
More than a minute.
It hasn't been more than a minute. It would be 10 rounds to be a minute.
Okay.
Because it's 6 seconds per round, because for some reason that's how D&D does things.
Okay, what is it?
According to D&D, all of this has happened in 6 seconds.
Maybe? Oh.
What are we doing? What happened?
What am I rolling for this? Is it
Oh,
did
you
you
roll
say
D20 plus
1d6?
4.
D20 plus 4.
Oh, are you
Yeah.
attacking again?
Yeah, I'm throwing my magic rock.
Oh, okay. A D20 plus 4. 2, 4. That's a what? That's a 6, right?
Yeah.
You hit Dorcas in the back of the head. Roll your damage on Dorcas.
1d6 did she roll?
plus
Wait,
2.
did she roll a 1?
No, she rolled a 6 and she didn't hit the guy. So and you're in her line of fire, so she hit you in the back of the head. You straight up kicked her arrow, jumped up, and went yeah, and then you got hit with one bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, but I
Pretty
turned
bludgeoning
and looked back at her as I cheered. So did she hit me in the face?
Yes.
Yes,
100%.
straight up, right in the face. And because it's been licked by FIFA, it's gonna like dribble down like really slowly.
You get
Just
goblin.
like-
You get goblin snot in your face.
You got goblin snot just like all over.
Hey, want my snot rack?
And now this skeleton, and we're gonna have a few rounds of skeletons, so bear with me, is going to fire at Dorcas because it's the first person it sees. That's a 12 to hit.
I'm gonna cast my shield so that it doesn't.
Very well. You cast your shield, hearing the arrow let loose, and it does not hit you. Next is which one?
I really wish I had done that before I got goblins
5,
spit all over
10,
my
15,
face.
20, 25, 30.
My bad,
I'm
man.
just
My bad.
skipping.
This one is gonna rush up and hit Vaza, I guess. A 12 to hit Vaza.
No, jog on.
Very well.
Jog on.
This one back
Kenny
here.
literally like just jog right past me.
This one is going to fire at Azriel as he saw him duck behind. This is
I'm
fucking.
behind the meat shield.
This is fucking outrageous. Not from that angle. It's a 2. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking hit you anyway. It flies past and it's ridiculous. And
It
god
goes
awful.
there and be like, dink!
Yeah, it bounces off Gildea, and it's gonna flank over here now to try to get better angles on bitches. And now the one in front of Gildea is gonna try to swing a sword. This is getting out of hand. An 11, I know that doesn't hit you, Gildea, so let's just move on. Dorcas and then Gildea. This is getting fucking out of hand so quickly.
Okay, you know what? I cast a normal spell. Are there any monsters that are close, like, within 5 feet of each other?
No. Not within 5 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna attack the one.
Here, this is you here.
That we were in this dance of arrows and
Okay.
awesome stuff happened, but then I got hit in the face with a rock. Oh, I'm gonna do
Magic rock.
a magic rock. Okay.
Scorching Ray. That surprisingly doesn't hit. I'm gonna be honest with you. A 12 doesn't hit.
I figured it wouldn't.
Well, so you blast the Scorching Ray out, and you miss, and you singe the headstone behind the skeleton. Alright, Gildea, and then Azriel.
I'm try and attack it with.
With your shield?
No, a mace.
Oh, okay. I thought you said shield, and I was like, wait, what? It's like, we're doing that close?
Can I bash at it? Like, you know, like do like a that kind of.
I guess we could do the damage that it does. Like, you know how when I say if you throw it at one person, it does like 2d6, I think it is? So we could do that as like you don't throw it, but you hit him with it, if that's what you want to do.
I mean, it's the same. It's probably like the same 2-hit. Kinda, you know what I mean? Like, I still have to roll that, so now we'll just use the mace.
Okay.
Okay. That's better.
18, absolutely.
Good.
Go ahead and roll your damage. 6. Solid. You bring your Morningstar down on this skeleton, and it crumbles into bones. And it is dead. Oh shit, I just threw my pen across the room, it's fine.
Bye.
And there it goes. Azriel, and then FIFA.
Well, now that that one is just in front of me, I might as well go help Vaza.
Okay.
I'm gonna poke this in the behind skull.
In the behind skull. Okay. Okay.
Give him some eyes in the back of his head.
Ooh!
It hasn't loaded
That's
for
a
me.
nat 20.
It is. Go ahead and roll your double damage. Okay, so it's an 8 for basic damage, and then your sneak attack, because there's nothing else close to it, is a 6. So that's 14 total, right?
I mean, if it's not dead, I'll do a bonus action.
You come up behind the skeleton, and you come down on the back of its head, and as you do, it just crumbles down into dust and is killed.
Ah, I figured out the secret. They're useless without their heads.
That one is
Aren't
also
most
dead.
things.
Most things are useless without its head. FIFA and then Vaza.
I'm gonna move behind Vaza.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing.
I'm gonna
FIFA,
just suddenly move you just to the side of me, because don't go behind me now with
I thought we had moved past this, Vaza.
I like the
Not
idea.
for you.
I like the idea
Not
of
for
you
you.
going to run. You go to run past Vaza, and Vaza just puts her arm out and goes, "No, not you, right here, just right there."
Nope.
Gotta stay within the periffs.
I say, we have had some issues with teammates firing in the back. I get it.
Apparently, it's not always in the back.
Shut up, you two!
You forgot to yell yeet.
Yeetus! Yeetus Maximus!
Oh my god.
We've completely
Damn it.
broken.
FIFA and then Vaza.
So here's the thing. FIFA like eats bones. So I would like to spend my turn incapacitated if I'm throwing up. But I'm just gonna like in between pukes. I'm just gonna go. You forgot to yell.
I'll say, you know what? I'll give you that your throw up probably happened in the midst of everyone else doing their thing.
No, it's fine.
No, I don't want to take your turn away from you. I don't want to do that.
I feel like it's good narratively.
Okay. All right, if that's what you want to do. FIFA is just regurgitating vigorously. Yell.
I told you not to eat the bones, damn it!
Vaza, you're up. And then we have a couple skelly boys.
If I fire at either one of these with my longbow, both of them are in the way, aren't they?
Yeah, you could move. But as of right now, you have people in your line of fire.
Or you could fire, through me again, and we could try the thing we did before.
One more time. Run it back.
I'm sure it's fun.
I'm sure you can do it again.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna move into that square that's in between Dorcas and Gildea, and then I'm gonna shoot the one that I was originally shooting before.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll your attack. How could this possibly go wrong? An 11? That doesn't hit. That doesn't hit. I'll say it flies past the skeleton, ricocheting off the wall behind it.
Amazing. That's me done.
Right. That one is up. It is going to fire back at you. Yeah, that doesn't hit whatsoever. 3. Fucking ridiculous. And then the other archer is going to take a shot at Gildea, because Gildea is still standing there. That's a 4. It doesn't at all. Another one off the shield. I roll like garbage. Dorcas, and then Gildea.
Alright, you know what? I want a for sure thing. I'm gonna cast Magic Missile.
Guaranteed hit.
I'm gonna do 2 of them toward the one that we've been attacking, the other one's going to the other one.
Okay, have we just... So, you roll once for all 3 of them, right? Is that what we've decided?
I think so.
Roll once for all 3 of them.
I get a D4 plus 1.
Okay. So they each do 3 damage.
Well, they do 3 plus 1, so 4.
Oh, okay. So they all do 4 damage. So 8 on the
there's
one.
8 going, and
Yeah.
4 to the other.
And then 4 the okay. So the one in front of you that you throw the 2 at, the 2 bolts hit him. The first one, it's like taking apart a Lego. You hit him in the arm flies off, and then you hit him like in the chest, and that dislocates from the legs, and then the legs just collapse because they're not holding anything up anymore. And that one is defeated. And then the second one, you throw the other magic missile across the graveyard, and it strikes it, and it is blasted but not taken out completely.
Okay.
Gildea, you are now up.
This is true. Great. I guess I'm gonna walk closer to the one that's still up.
10, 15,
Or you could throw your
20.
shield.
I don't like it when I miss, because I don't have
But that would never happen, especially today of all days.
I mean, some pretty bullshit stuff has happened today, so I mean... $13 is a clash.
Oh my gosh.
Give me 1 second here. Sorry. So, Clash, so you bring your Morning Star down, and it holds the string close to the bow, like pulling it in the opposite direction, and flips its bow around and holds up, and blocks your Morning Star coming down, and is just kind of holding it in that place. As of that moment. Azriel, you're up. And then FIFA.
Well, seeing this struggle, I believe I'm going to dash over to Gildea.
Alrighty. Is dash like a specific... Is that like take...
It can be used as my bonus action.
Gotcha. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. So that's using it as your bonus action. And then if you want to get in melee range, we're going to move you that other 5 feet. So it's your actual movement. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let me rotate the camera here a bit so we can see the battlefield a bit better. Okay.
I'm going to try and free up this Gildea to smash its face in.
Alrighty. Go ahead and make your attack, I guess, to try to distract it, if that's what you're doing, or are you trying to do something else to, you know...
Like, it's like holding your Morning Star, right?
Sort of, yeah. Like, it's holding its bow, which is blocking the Morning Star.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I would have, like, try and, like, pull its bow away from it, almost.
Okay, if you're gonna be... So, putting your hands... You're gonna be throwing your hands into, like, where the Morning Star is and where the major attack is happening. So I can say you can do this, but you're going to risk... You'll do a dexterity save, which I know you're good at dexterity, but if you fail it, you're going to risk getting hit by Gildea's attack.
I'm sure that could never happen.
Go ahead and roll your...
And if he does get, he'll be like, you hit me.
Do your dexterity check.
Is it a dex saving throw or just dex?
Just do dex. We won't do saving throw because you're really doing it. It's not really coming at you. You're like getting involved into it directly. I know you're good at dex. It's a 9 plus 4, 13. It matches, so I'll say that's good enough to be involved in the thing without actually getting hit by the thing. I'd say. Just like how, just
I
like
thought you were gonna have like a 3-way clash going.
No, because like how you came in and you matched, you were enough to be involved in the thing but not get hit by the thing. You know? So I'd say this is kind of in that same realm. You know, because like whereas you were in the line of fire, he's trying to pull something away to get the hit to happen. So I'll say you're able to like drag the bow the rest of the way down to allow the Morning Star to actually fully come down and make contact. Gildea, roll your damage for your original attack. And then if it doesn't die, FIFA will be up next. A 4. That does not kill it, but you do come down and sort of rattle its head a bit on its neck. We lost Vaza again. There we go. My bad. FIFA, you're up, I would say. That'd be Asper's turn.
Okay.
And then Vaza's after that.
Fully recovering, with the rocks still in hand, I would like to run 30 feet anywhere that I can maybe get a clear line of sight with the skeleton.
30 feet to get a clear line of sight.
Is there a place?
Okay, I'm going to move you, not fully, but I'm going to draw a line. Let me see, 30 feet, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Well, say 30 there. rather than where I was going to put you. I would say that is a clear line of sight. Hang on, I can actually draw lines.
Yeet one of these magic vomit-covered rocks.
There it is. Yeah, that's a line. Okay, you're gonna yeet another rock. Go ahead and.
That misses. That's a 7.
Yeah, that misses. You throw it, and Gildea, a rock almost freaking hits you. As it
Some
lands.
vomit splatter onto her.
Look out!
As it kind of like slaps into the mud, and saliva and everything just sort of splatters next to you.
For some
Aoife,
reason,
did
I want to yell 4.
Didn't you forget to shout your magic word, FIFA?
Oh, shoot, you're right! Speaking of which, I turn around to you, and I just go, get well soon.
He fucking turned his camera around!
And I cast Healing Word on you. Because I know you took damage from one of my rocks.
Damn it.
You heal 5.
I only needed 1.
Well, that's more than enough.
You turn your camera around just to do it. Vaza.
Yes.
Turn your mic off and then do it. Fix the mic and then you're whatever you want, man.
Whatever I want.
Well, I said it. I didn't mean it like that. I meant more
most
what.
chaotic thing you can.
No, do what. Say what you want to do, and then roll some dice as per game rules, and we'll see what happens.
Arrow off of Gildea's shield.
My line of sight's like gone again, isn't it?
Yeah, Gildea is currently in your line of sight.
Sorry, y'all.
Because if I were to, yeah, hang on, boop, and then, oop, or do that, and then, yeah, Gildea crosses in that.
Yeah. And she's still in a clash?
No.
Or is that finished?
She is no longer in a clash. Azrael
Okay.
took her out of it, and now you are here.
How from me to Skelly Boy?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25?
25. I'm gonna go my 25 feet, and I'm gonna smack him with my sword.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll your sword attack.
One-handed.
One-handed.
I thought you were about to say like 1 as in you rolled a 1.
8.
Nope.
8 does not hit.
Eight
So you
doesn't
run
hit,
up
no.
and take your swing and whiff it.
Do I slip on the puke stone? Is that what happens?
Yep,
I
you
just slip and
you
I just-
trip over
I
you trip
don't
over the
hit.
puke stone, like kind of
Yeah.
jutting out of the ground, and you're just like, whoop, miss.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah. So, Azrael being the last one to hit this skeleton, the skeleton's gonna go after you, but he hasn't rolled
We're gonna
well,
get
so.
BPK'd by the skeleton because we can't hit it.
No, we're not.
Technically, Gildea hit it. I just allowed it to happen.
It's a 6. It doesn't hit you whatsoever. I know 6 doesn't hit you. So, yeah, that's its turn. Dorcas, and then Gildea.
How far away is this thing?
You are here. 5.
Actually,
Excuse
you know
me.
what? It doesn't matter. My range is 120 feet. I'm gonna cast magic missile and fucking kill this thing.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage with a 3.
That's 4 times 3, 12 points of damage going. towards
That
it.
absolutely destroys it. You hold your staff into the air, the 3 missiles fly up and kind of just, sort of branch over your friends as it collapses and slams the skeleton into bones and dust into the dirt. And the skeletons have all died.
I feel like this was meant to be easier than it was.
All right, and now this is where you all are in this graveyard.
Oh, good job, everybody. Does anybody have, like, a breath mint or some parsley even? Maybe garlic? Anything to get the taste out. I figured it out. I'm so silly. The satyrs never actually taught me that one. I just watched them do it. They have 4 stomachs, so it's much easier for them to deal with the natural.
I have a wee bit of sage if you'd like that.
Oh, I'm actually allergic to sage, so no thank you.
Why does that make sense to me? Why does that line up? You know what? Yep. Anyway. Yeah, so you are all now in the graveyard outside of the crypt, having just defeated the skeletons. And here you are. To you all.
There's something wrong here.
I want to poke the bones.
You poke the bones, and they kind of sink into the mud a little bit because the ground is really soft, and that's about the extent of it.
Can I take a look
You see
around?
any?
Just make sure that there's no skeletons like coming up out of the ground.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Can any of us do that?
Yeah, all of you, if you all want to make perception checks for whatever you desire. Dorcas 14, 11. Oh, wow. They're all popping off. 11.
They're all popping out?
No, you're like, all the alerts were coming up at once. Okay. I'll say, with all of you guys checking around, if you're all checking for the same thing, that is, something interesting that you notice is that none of the graves are actually dug up. It doesn't look like they came out of the ground to begin with. None of them are actually, like, you know, it doesn't look like something crawled out of a grave.
Perhaps they came from deeper within the crypt, and we have just beaten the first line of defense.
Oh, one way to find out, I suppose.
To the crypt.
Yep.
Into the crypt. So,
What could possibly go wrong?
you
I'm
all...
gonna leave Simon tied up to the.
Hey,
to
Simon
The,
is already
yeah.
chilling right here.
he's already here.
He's chilling right there. Look at him. He's got his little cart.
I'm gonna leave him. He's gonna be tied up to that post sign. So
If
he's
this-
not in the little thing.
If this
Look
right
at
here
him.
isn't a thumbnail, I
So
don't know what
cute.
is. Look at this man. All
I've
right.
only known Simon for a day and a half, but if anything were to happen to him,
I swear to God.
I want to get Simon.
I squandered John.
I swear to Robert.
All right.
Do we know someone named Roberts?
We do,
Oh,
yes.
I've just given the name. I've just named the entity that we spoke with in the void.
Who called themselves Seer, but you also know Robert Hyde, the...
Oh, that is
Silver Wolf.
confusing. I swear
No.
to steer.
Yeah, I don't
Say
remember
Robert.
ever meeting a Roberts.
All right, hang on. Let me zoom out a bit here. I need to do a thing.
It's the Silver Wolf, Azrael. You remember him?
Rodney, yes.
Yes, that one.
All right, I'm gonna move you all to the front here, just because it's gonna be hard to like switch the levels and stuff and get you all in one by one, because you know I'm not great at navigating this app yet, but that's how we're gonna do it. I will eventually ask marching order as you get further into the crypt, just because there are some narrow passageways, but that's not here nor there. So you all go down into the crypt, and you find this room. There are two very large sarcophagi in the center of the room that are gilded and well encrusted, seeming of high importance. One of them has a book resting upon it, and then there are 4 other caskets, very also well decorated, but not as much, sitting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say book? Like real book?
There is a book, yes, like there is a genuine book that has been laid on top of this casket, and then there are 4 other caskets on the sides of the wall, as you can see. There is a wall at the very far end. As you walk in, there is a large wall, and on 2 panels of the wall that you can see here, you see the four squares. There are mirrors hung up on this wall, all equal sizes, well reflecting. There's a fly flying around. Seemingly clean, not very dusty, but there are 4 mirrors hanging on each of these panels.
Provide
We'll
or
read that book.
check for any traps before anyone goes in.
Yeah, you guys can check for chests before anybody goes in,
I like
if you'd like to do
that.
that.
Treasure?
Damn it!
7 for survival. As you get down the steps, you look around, and the ground is a little cracky and broken, but you don't seem to see any traps.
Seems safe to me.
I'm gonna go read that book.
Alrighty. You go and read the book, and it seems to be open to a passage already. You see a rough sketch of the sarcophagus that it is resting on, as well as kind of like a scribbled map of this room, like someone had written about being here before. And the passage that is sort of written in conjunction with this room, aside from all of the pictures on the pages, the part that is handwritten is, oh god, notes. I always remember that I have to, at the beginning of the game, I'm always like, oh, I should probably pull up my notes because something important is going to happen this time. And then we get into it and I forget that the notes exist. And I'm like, it's fine. Okay. Okay. It says, okay. The murder knows and reflects what lies beyond.
Murder knows and reflects what lies beyond.
The murder knows and reflects what lies beyond.
What is a murder nose?
Nose as in nose, or nose as in KNOWS?
KN.
Like face nose. K.
Well, reflects could have something to do with the mirrors.
The murder knows and what?
And reflects what lies beyond.
A group of ravens is known as a murder.
Oh,
Or a group of crows is known as a murder.
I think there's a form of killing that's also
So we need to kill. We need to be killing crows.
Oh, genius.
I was just waiting for it. We should do that because Asriel, you're the leader.
There were crows in the graveyard
That's
that
right.
were specifically mentioned.
Little one, you can talk to animals. Go get us one of them birds.
I cannot talk to animals, but I'll go grab one. Come here, crow, 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 crow. That's what we call it, crow. Come here, crow, 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 crow.
All right, let me
Crow, 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 crow,
let me
crow.
zoom back out here. You go. Which? Okay, so there are a couple crows here. Which one are you going to?
The one that looks the friendliest.
Cool. All right. You walk up to a crow. I'm not going to specify which one that is. You walk up to a crow. Do an animal handling check.
Okay. 19.
You come up on this crow doing the hey crow 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 hey crow crow crow, and it doesn't seem to be bothered by you. It just kind of rests on the grave and sort of stares at you and lets you approach. So much so that you can reach out and touch it if you wanted to.
I grab something shiny from my bag because I know that goblins and crows share the fact that they like shiny things, and I hold it out as an offering to the crow.
The crow sort of pecks at it in your hand a little bit, just sort of nipping at it. It eventually picks it up and holds it in its beak for a second, and then just sort of drops it back into your hand.
and I imagine like I fumble it a little bit and I drop it on the ground. And I kind of look back up, and as I'm looking back up, I'm like reading the gravestone to try to like deduce like, are the crows like sitting on a special name?
Okay, so you look up at the gravestone, and it's very withered. It's definitely like, existed for a very long period of time and hasn't been well kept. And it states, oh jeez, okay. Here lies the last of Clan Demic, who fought the war of Forgotten Bond.
Forgot the war of Forgotten Bond. Fought the war of Forgotten Bond.
Yes, the last of Clan Demic, who fought the war of Forgotten Bond. I had to pull it up because I couldn't remember what the last word was. As you saw, I pulled the thing up and I fucking looked at it.
The war of Forgotten
Bond.
Bond. Okay, and then I kind of like jot that down really quick. And then I'm like, okay, I look around at where the rest of the crows are before moving. That way, if I scare one off, I remember what gravestones they were on.
Okay.
And then I kind of like go to look at the rest of the gravestones to see if they
So,
relate in any way.
right here, there's one here on the ball.
Right.
There's one here on this ball, and then one down here.
Great. I head to those
Okay.
to see if they correlate. I offer each crow a shiny thing, just in case they want it.
Okay. They each sort of react the same way in terms of the shiny item that you offer them. One thing you notice is that all of these gravestones say the same thing. The last of Clan Demic, who fought the war of Forgotten Bond. However, what you do notice that you didn't really see, that you kind of passed off on the first grave, is that when you look at this, I'll say this is the first one you went to. It seems kind of the closest one to your group, right? On this
Friendliest
one,
crow too.
yeah, when you look at this crow's grave, it has a Roman numeral I underneath all of the words.
Roman numeral I.
Yes. When you come to this crow's grave, it has a Roman numeral. It has the Roman numeral 6. And then when you go,
6.
and then when you go to this crow's, it is, oh shit, hang on. 15.
Great. 15. Cool. Question: can I get just like a country in the world? I forget the names of countries.
Yeah. So hang on, let me pull up the actual full map so I can see it as big as it can. Actually, you know what? I'll go over here. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it here, but I'll read some stuff off for you. But that is our map. Let me pull up my own picture that I have, so I can see it nice and big, which apparently for some reason I can't find.
Can't quite read one.
Okay, that's fine. Let me open up my version. Just any country?
Any country.
First one I'm looking at is Savine.
Okay, sweet. I run back in and I say, friends, the crows showed me the way. There's some Savian numerals on some certain graves, and they correlate to the numbers 1, 6, and 15. I have given you the information, now figure out what it means.
Oops.
Also, each of these graves were marked the last of Clan Demic fought the war of Forgotten Bonds. There's your clue.
Where have we heard that Demic name before?
Heard it before?
I thought we had.
Demic is where the shadowed figure claimed it to be from, which is the country that is currently casted in shadow and has been since the death of the previous king.
I'm not crazy.
15, 6, and 1
Yeah.
adds up to 22.
Gasp.
I mean, that's a wonderful number.
That's like my 22nd favorite number. Right behind 75.
What do these coffins say on them?
So the largest casket with the book on it, simply on the top, in very well inscribed underneath the book, says son. The one next to it says daughter. And then the two caskets on the left say first hand and second hand. And then the caskets on the right say first shield and second shield.
Is there any other like writing on that back wall?
No. All of that. Make a perception check real quick, for that back wall, I would say, or maybe investigation. Either one works. Whatever you're feeling more confident in.
Perception it is.
All right.
Oh.
A 6. You can't really see anything on the wall, but at the bottom of the wall, it appears there are some scuff marks, as if something was dragged. But the wall itself doesn't seem to have anything interesting about it.
What do you all make of this?
A
Doorway?
sliding wall.
Those look like scuff marks.
Yeah. Very odd that they go right up to the wall.
Can I start knocking on the wall to see if there's any hollow points?
Sure. You knock on what part of the wall are you knocking on? I guess I should ask.
Can I knock on the part that has the scuff marks directly in front of it?
Sure. You knock on that wall, and you hear a very large echo come from knocking on it.
It's all.
Yes.
There's a secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Through the mountains.
Through the graveyard.
I don't really. I don't know. I guess I'll
I knocked.
investigate.
Okay. I knocked
doorway.
1 time. I knocked 6 times. And then I knocked 15 times.
I like where you're going. Nothing happens.
I mean, I could
don't
try
know how
and
to count to
blast it
15.
open. Fireball fixes
could-
everything.
You could try that. Gilday, what are you investigating with
Yes,
that roll?
I was investigating that section of the wall specifically.
Okay, so trying to look into it a little deeper.
Yeah.
I don't know what I could give you other than what I have. I mean, there's a echo on the other side. There are scuff marks. I'll tell you what. The rest of this room is very dusty. Right? There's a lot of dust buildup. There's a lot of just from the ground raining down into the crypt. There's a lot of dirt everywhere. The door and in front of it isn't. It seemed like that area has been disturbed. Like that section has been disturbed of dust and so on.
Okay.
Can I go and push on the wall to see if it pushes in?
Yeah, make a strength check. $18. You push on it. It is still made of stone. As you're pushing on it, you do feel like a give, as if it's trying to release, but it doesn't push through. You know
It's
how
loose, guys.
when you turn a knob that's locked and it twists for a second until the lock catches
Yeah.
on like an older knob. That's kind of what you're getting.
Dorcas,
Well, we
come
all
help me
push.
push the wall.
All right. I'm coming to help.
Go ahead and roll strength, Dorcas, and we'll add it to what Vaz is already doing.
Bad at all.
That's another 18.
Oh.
You guys are pushing it, and you're still feeling that sort of lock as you push into it. Like you're pushing hard, and then it just like it sinks in about a quarter inch into the wall, and then it just
Put your backs into it.
Can we tell that it's like a latch that's stopping us that we need to release, or do we just not know?
It's hard to tell from this side.
Right, okay.
I could force it open with magic.
Fireball.
Where's our lock pick?
Right, Ezreal.
What's lock?
He's got a good point. What lock?
Okay.
What?
You're a thief, you're good at getting into places. Figure it out.
I'm gonna go over and like tank on the on like the torch, like the thing that it's sitting in.
Oh, okay.
See if like it's like there's a release here because it's not too far away, right?
It does not move.
Maybe it's a spell.
And nothing else in the room is disturbed.
No. It just seems that the area in this doorway is disturbed. Dorcas did an Arcana check and got a 23 on it. What you looking for, bud?
I'm trying to see if there's any magic in this room or around that piece of wall in particular.
You tune into your magical senses to see what you can find around, and there is a hint of magic, like how the fog seemed a little odd, but nothing coming directly from the door.
Alright, screw it, I'm doing this. Vaza, would you stand clear, please?
What are you gonna do? Don't touch my back.
I'm gonna touch your back, okay? Don't worry. I'm getting you to stand clear so that I specifically do not do any harm to you in case this doesn't go exactly as I plan it to.
Hey, look, a teammate that's worried about the welfare of others. Huh.
Do you do that?
I'm gonna move and go to the other end of the of the vault with my back right at the wall. Like, okay, if anything like explodes out, the only thing I'm gonna smack into is the wall that's already behind me.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm gonna cast
I'm also
Thunderwave
gonna
at the
grab
wall.
FIFA as well because like he's getting really excited about what's about to happen. So I'm just gonna kind of pull him back and be like, no, safety first.
Did you say you're gonna cast...
my accountability buddy.
Thank you, I needed that. I didn't have my safety goggles on.
Did
I
you
put down
say...
a
Did
pair of imaginary goggles?
you say you're casting Thunderwave at the wall?
I sure am.
Explain to me how that spell works once again.
That is a spell of force that sweeps out from me toward my target in a 15-foot cube.
In a 15-foot cube.
Okay. Yeah, and pushes stuff if I'm successful.
Okay.
It's a wall, so was it really gonna roll a saving throw?
Give me 1 second. Let me roll something here.
Oh, son of a bitch.
We're gonna cave it in, aren't we?
We're all gonna die.
Interesting.
The skeletons did jump in.
Oh my god, he just said interesting. We're fucked.
How do you cast this, Dorcas? Because the last time you cast it in a way you weren't expecting.
Alright, so I cast it the way I'm supposed to cast it with my staff.
Okay. Do you do like a you shall not pass and slam it on the ground?
I slam it on the ground and then point it toward the wall.
Okay. You slam your staff on the ground and point it at the wall, and the thunderous boom echoes through the chamber, and the entirety of the chamber shifts, and you feel everything shake. A crack runs out around you across the ground. Like the ground shakes so much that it cracks. and the torches on the walls like flicker and almost completely go out. And the casket behind you, actually, you hear the seal on it pop because of the force that came from you. And as you throw out this attack, the wall in front of you just sort of shifts and falls away from you. And falls into, and I gotta open build mode, this opening here. Did I delete the wrong thing? I think I might have. Uh-oh. Once again, ignore what happens behind the things and the stuff. That, and then that, and uh-oh.
I don't understand how every time sometimes when I'm casting spells, they don't seem to be ready.
Alright, and you knock this wall over, opening this long hallway.
Okay, I kind of look back to my party and be like, ta-da!
You solved the puzzle!
It looks
I'm
like it's
just,
successful.
I'm just dusting FIFA off from all of the debris that's fallen on top of him. As he's there going...
Alright, I'm gonna...
Yeah, now that we've made it through, what was the actual answer?
You wanna know the actual answer?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'm dying to know.
Here's the peak, alright? What was the hint I gave all of you?
The murder knows the way.
and reflects what lies beyond.
Reflects what lies beyond. See these mirrors?
No.
Yeah.
Look at how the graves are set up.
Okay.
So if you do sections of 2,
Yeah.
and then each mirror were to be a section of 2.
Yeah.
So if you were to have the murder show the way and remove the mirrors that don't have a crow in it or a murder, the door would open.
Okay.
But
Feel
it's
like this
fine.
works just as well.
But it's fine. I didn't work that hard
I
on it.
used the skeleton key.
A skeleton key.
I'm
Alright.
just happy I found the first part of the puzzle.
Alright, I'm moving you guys in here because I do want to know your marching order as you enter this area here.
I will go
Oh.
first.
I do not think that is a good idea.
No, I think I'll go first.
That sounds like a better idea.
I will always be last because you cannot go behind me.
Okay.
Then I'll stick with my accountability buddy.
I'll be right in the middle.
Okay, so Gildea's going first, Vaza last. Hang on, I gotta get everybody in here. Okay. Gildea first. Oops. Ah! Things, doing things. Vaza last. You're sticking with Vaza. You want to be in the middle. And we're going ahead with, I guess, there, I'm guessing? Yes? Does this all seem right?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. You all begin your trek down this long hall. You see a light coming from the tunnel ahead. The walls in this room are very different from the ones before. The ones before were sort of a mix of stone and clay. They were chipped and ragged, and though the ground does look like that, the walls curve and are well-cut stone and seem to be very well kept as you pass through here. As you approach this, Dorcas rolling another Arcana check. Dirty 20. The magic presence that you were feeling before is now feeling stronger. That the magic is coming from deeper within what you are searching for.
I'd say we need to more fully penetrate into this, upcoming room to.
Penetrate.
We might be losing the high ground.
Might.
If we keep going deeper, yes.
So you all walk down this cavern, and as you do, Gildea,
Yeah.
you get about, I'd say, about halfway down. And, the party is, of course, following you, keeping this marching order that we specified before. And then, quite suddenly, the silence of the cavern is broken by your step and a sudden click.
Oh, shit.
And your foot is on the ground, and all you've heard is...
Stay perfectly still. Can I check around her foot?
Sure. Go ahead and make your investigation check. A 4. As you get down and start investigating around Gildea's foot, you see that the panel of rock that she is standing on is just slightly lower than the rest of the rocks around it, though that pattern kind of is consistent around the floor, so it's hard to tell which parts of what she stepped on are something to worry about.
Check to see if I can see any traps or anything that might shoot something out of it into the walls around.
Yeah, roll investigation. Not at all. Clean walls, clean cut. That was a critical failure. You are in a tunnel.
Fine, it's just a little bit of shifted floor here. I'm sure we're fine.
As an effort, that was okay. Vaza just rolled the critical failure.
Vaza rolled
What
critical
a
failure.
nat one.
So now we've all done it except well, FIFA hasn't done it, but you might as well have earlier when you rolled a 2. What the fuck? Okay. Can I use? You're probably gonna say no to this, and that's fine. I'm just trying stuff here. Is it possible for me to use Mage Hand to apply pressure to the plate that Gildea is on, equal to the amount that she is currently putting on?
So, Mage Hand can only lift 5 pounds, I believe.
Probably not. Okay.
So I don't think it could exude more pressure than that.
What if I put a immovable rod on top of the plate she is standing on, activate it so that it is, so that it can't come back up because the immovable, if I have it vertically and just put it on the plate and then activate it.
I would say, yeah, that could work due definition of immovable rods.
I'm gonna
Alright.
do that.
Alright, here's what I'll say. Just to make this a little more interesting, Gildea, I want you to make a dexterity check. No, a survival check. Purely for the fact of moving your foot just enough to make the immovable rod have enough room to be activated without letting the plate up.
Okay.
You have a plus 3. That's a nat 20. You are able to keep
broken.
You are able to keep your foot down strong enough on this platform that Dorcas can set his immovable rod down and trigger it. And when you lift your foot up, there is nothing happening. The plate stays down and the immovable rod does not move.
Okay. Oh. And somebody who can perceive things better than I look ahead to see if there's any more of it.
Would that be an investigation check?
That would be an investigation check.
Sure. It's not bad.
21?
Bad at all.
I'm guessing you now take the lead going through the rest of the tunnel.
Yep.
Dorcas, you take the lead.
Squishy mage up front.
You take the lead going through the tunnel, and for the rest of this tunnel section, you do not find another trap. It seemed to only be the one going through. So yeah, you guys move on, coming in to another room.
Hold on. When we get to the doorway, bring us all in, and then I'll tell you what I want to do.
Yep, no problem. I'm gonna bring all of you in.
Worried about what's gonna happen when you have to take your rod back.
But before you do, if this is our only exit and we have to run fleeing for our lives with something chasing us, do we want to leave it there until
that's
we
a
leave?
good point. Yep. Because I could retrieve it. I could retrieve it with Mage Hand from far away. We could get to the other side and then retrieve it.
So if we need to come back and something's chasing, we could release it, and then whatever's chasing us might get sucked into the.
Do you think
That
it's
is a
a
good idea.
Smash.
I like.
I do too.
I personally hope for poison darts.
Okay. You all enter this room. It is a well-lit room. Much bigger, of course, than the path it had entered. There are 3 directions that you can choose from. One of the directions from the orientation that I'm looking at right now that you guys can see, to your left, stage left of this picture. To the left of this picture is another one of those round tunnel holes, and from it you can hear the banging of metal and what might be voices, but it's hard to tell with all of the clashing of metal that you hear. To the right is another one of the holes, and inside of it is a grate, like a metal grate contains it, and there is a lock on the grate that is keeping the door from opening. In front of all of you is another door that seems to lead into a very well-lit room. However, it appears to be much bigger, and you cannot fully see what is in it beyond that area.
I want to look at the lock. Great.
Say, why would they lock?
Now, see, this is a lock.
All right, Azrael, you...
Come on, get me my bow.
All right. You go up and check out the lock. It is kind of old, a little rusty, but it is, just a very large, almost like a cell lock that you would see in a prison.
Well, this lock looks easy enough. Now, turn around.
Why?
sorry.
We all know
Why?
you can break it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now
God
he's
damn.
modest.
Now he's modest.
I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. I'm gonna turn around.
I'm not turning around.
We all know Baza is not going to turn around. That is a guarantee.
I'm not turning around.
Well,
I
guess we
don't
stay here.
think. I don't think you should open it until we've investigated the other ways.
I can try magic again to just, blow it off its hinges.
What do you think that metal sound is?
Yeah.
Could be people fighting. Could be people forging something. Did not know.
Weapons.
Did we ever figure out what? Did we ever ask what the wand was made of? Maybe the wand was made of metal.
All right. Well, let's all go look at that door then.
Do you all want to head towards the clashing of metal?
We go.
Um,
Yeah.
Asa, are you good with that?
Yep. You just all go ahead. Off you go.
While they're all going toward that door, I'm gonna send I'm gonna send a telepathic message to Azrael.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say, you think you can try your hand at that lock while we all look at one of these other doors? He can respond telepathically as well.
Okay.
Just kind of
What?
one of those.
Oh, like you don't even respond telepathically. You just kind of nod at him and then head towards the lock.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So you all head towards the sound of metal, and Azrael head toward the lock. Go ahead and make your sleight of hand check. Ooh, it's loading. It's loading. 19 plus 6, 25. Yeah, you are able.
Wow.
This lock, it's old. Like I said, it's rusty. It's not the best. You're able to break this lock pretty easily. You
Look, it fell apart.
clack it open, and the door swings.
What a coincidence that something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that would happen.
All I did was just touch it. It fell apart. Huh.
Certainly.
Do you all want to continue the way you're going, or do you want to head back to Azrael and the door?
We could split the party.
No!
That sounds like a good idea. You are the leader.
Party.
What if we just take a little sneak?
Maybe the sneakiest of us should go. And just see what the clanging of metal is.
That's not you.
I don't know. I'm fairly sneaky when I need to be.
I guess I've heard of those druid tactics. The sneaky Tuesday.
Yes, yes, yes. Tuesday is, of course, a druidic term for silent feet. So, in full common, it would be the sneaky silent feet.
I don't know why, but I feel like whenever I hear the word Tuesday, I begin to get filled with rage, and I cannot explain it.
Oh, do you feel like a hot drop in your throat?
This is getting too meta.
I
This
don't
is
want to put
joke.
a number on it, but I would say that I have +5 to Sneaky Tuesday.
+5 to Sneaky Tuesday.
Either way, okay, so we have the sound of metal. Can we deduce anything else? Can we see anything else, hear anything else, so that we're closer to that door?
Oh yeah, so you look through the door. I wonder if I can change the angle to make it so you actually see. Ooh, almost. Hold on. Haha! So
And
you
that's
look
what we see.
you look through this door, and you can see fires burning. It appears to be some forges in the background. There looks to be people standing at the forges almost, as well as workbenches and, of course, the clanging of metal and what sounds like voices. But it's hard to tell with how loud the metal slamming is.
There are people in there. If we can get in and get out without alerting anyone, I feel like that's better. And why would you lock something? Unless it was to put something valuable and keep other people out.
Something valuable like
Or to keep something in.
Aye, that is a possibility.
we came here for an abandoned crypt that somebody lost their wand to. Now we've stumbled upon a greater mystery. Aren't you at all curious why these people have skeleton guards out in the front and then secret keeping crows?
Yeah.
I just realized I never turned the game capture back
Azrael, I
on.
think you-
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I wonder how long that's been like that.
Azrael, what do you think we should do? Forge? Or through
Sorry.
the locked grate?
I didn't hear. I'm sorry. I was parenting.
Do you think that we should go to the forge or go to the locked gate?
Well, seeing as the locked gate just kind of fell apart, I'm kind of inclined to see where it leads.
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit.
Very well.
For the locked gate
Looks
rather than
though-
going into the midst of people.
It was locked on our side, right? Like something is being kept
In.
in.
Aye. Or something valuable.
Kept out.
Very well.
Going the other way.
Locked door we go.
All right. You all enter the room.
Or we can split the party.
You all enter the locked door to find a ladder descending into the floor.
Well, the good news is we will have the high ground.
Do you all enter the ladder? Presumably.
I don't.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You all descend the ladder deeper into this sort of cavernous area. As you do, you find yourselves with the overwhelming sound of rushing water as you enter a underwater river. There is
Wait. Underwater river?
yes, a cavern filled with water underground river.
Underground.
I said underwater.
Okay.
I was looking at the water when I said it, and I was like, yeah, underwater, that's right. And no, underground river. It's getting late. You find yourselves in an underground river. Along this sort of edge line, there is a seemingly unfinished rail system of mining carts, a bridge that has fallen down into the river, and then across the way you see what looks like a man-made shack, as well as sort of an empty mining area, with one lone cart that must have been forgotten. As you
Sorry, you cut out there for a second.
Oh.
Say that again.
Uh,
Man-made shack.
a man-made shack, and then, as well as that, a deserted mining area with a few tools and things laying about, as well as a mine cart, and just things that seem to have been abandoned there. As you look around the area that you are currently in, you find an individual laying in the back corner where this railroad seems to finish. He appears to be up against the wall holding his stomach and passed out. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
Perception. I'm gonna go. Insight.
Okay. Insight on the person.
Yes.
An 11.
That's not very good.
You approach, I'm guessing? To get
Yes.
kind of like... Okay. As you approach this person to try to get an insight of, what is going on with them, they are holding their stomach and... Oh no, did my camera freeze? It did. I'm dumb. I've got a dumb face on, too.
Hey. Talk about my friend that way.
Oops. What did I do? Oh, my face is completely gone. What happened? What?
You might say that you and this program are having a face-off.
That's annoying. Okay. Anyway,
It's scary, like the Seinfeld theme.
so...
Wow.
Yeah.
You approach this person, and they appear to be breathing, and are sort of taking very deep breaths as they hold their stomach. Their eyes are closed. He hasn't seemed to see you approach. He is human, I guess I should say.
Can we heal him?
You go. Oh, that's me.
I don't know. Probably.
I
Right?
go over. I rush over, and I do what I normally do is a daily casting of good berry.
Mhm.
My good popcorn. I cast it, and I feed him one of the popcorns to give him 1 HP, just to make sure he's like really stable.
All right. You put the popcorn in his mouth, and he kind of jumps for a second, realizing how close someone has gotten to him. And he chews on it and swallows, and he goes, "Oh, thanks. Who are all of you?"
We'll ask the questions. What happened? Why are you hurt?
I guess that kind of makes sense. He sort of like shifts to kind of get himself more comfortable against the wall, and he goes, "I was supposed to be helping someone find some ingredients down here, and he stabbed me."
What stabbed you?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
The person you were with stabbed you?
Yeah, it was insane. We were down here, and I was trying to guide him through, and we hit this cave-in where the mining stopped, and I suggested turning back, and before I knew it, he stabbed me.
His name.
I'm sorry?
What was his name?
Something weird and outlandish. Damn it.
Ain?
Do you remember your name?
I'm sorry?
Do you remember
Robert?
your name?
Bernard, it's nice to meet you. And he holds up his hand.
Me for the cups there.
Gildea, what were you kind of squeaking out there for a second?
I was going to say, was his partner's name Cain it?
Oh my god. He goes, he didn't have a partner. We came down here alone. He didn't even stab me with a dagger. And he kind of like, oh, I get what you mean. Sorry. It was good though. He reaches behind him and goes, he didn't even stab me with a dagger. Stab me with this. And he pulls out a crooked wand that seems to have snapped slightly.
Was the person's name Xerxes?
He goes, yeah, that sounds about right. Something weird. And he sort of tosses the wand to the side. He goes, I don't know what got over him. He paid me in advance to come down here.
Can I see the thing that he stabbed you with?
He goes, oh, yeah. And he reaches down and picks the wand back up off the ground and hands it to you.
I did an Arcana check a little bit ago. I mean, I could.
Oh, is that you doing another one, the 17?
Yeah.
Okay, you are doing an Arcana check now, and you feel the sort of magical weapons are imbued with mayhem, which is, you know, how you guys channel what you do, the wizards. You can feel the very last remnants of mayhem kind of coming out of this wand. Like, it's been broken for a while, and it's starting to finally, like, fade its energy, which is why you've been sensing it for so long. It's been draining into the world.
Would based on what I know of magic, if just mayhem was leaking out of a magical item, how would it affect other people?
If they absorbed it, it's hard to tell. It depends on how well they deal with magic in general. But as for, like, if it broke and then someone directly tried to, like, absorb that magic, it could potentially be detrimental, because you can't, unless you're a master of mayhem, you can't directly control mayhem, like pure mayhem, I guess.
Well, we have a problem here. This wand has been broken, and it's been broken for a long time. That's what you said, right, Soul?
Yeah.
It's been how long did the wizard say he's been missing his wand?
He didn't specify. He said he'd been in town for a few days, but he didn't say how long it had been since he lost his wand.
How long have you been down here?
He kind of shrugs and he goes, it's hard to tell. Can't do hours, and I've been in and out since I got stabbed.
Can I tell how long the thing's been broken?
Based on the mayhem that's left in it from your Arcana check, you can tell it's been broken for maybe 24 hours, maybe 2. 24 hours, maybe 48, like a day or 2. It's hard to pinpoint exactly. The break's not severe, but at the same time, you've been sensing it since you arrived.
Can you siphon that energy into your staff to make it stronger?
Ooh.
Can I?
You can't see my quizzical face because my camera broke again.
No. At the very least, can I do that to prevent it from contaminating anything or anyone else?
Oh, I'm breaking things all over again. I would say Give me another Arcana check to see if you can do that. I guess is the best way I can put it.
Probably not.
If you can. Yeah, you got a 5 + 4 and 9. My camera's gone completely, so I don't know. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you try, but raw mayhem is hard to manage. It's difficult to control and understand, and so you're not quite sure how to go about doing that.
I see the color of the energy coming out of this thing.
Yeah, I would say the aura it gives off from your checks is probably a sort of a orangish glow. Raw mayhem has sort of a red and orange tint to it. So it's this sort of orange glow fainting off.
Well, first things first, I think we have to get our new friend out of here and get him some medical attention.
Yes.
Bernard, can you climb that ladder?
He looks over at the ladder and he kind of goes, yeah, I can try to muster some strength. Can you take a step back?
Absolutely.
You all sort of step away for a moment, and he takes a deep breath, and as he releases the breath, he opens his eyes, and they glow a bright emerald green, and he stands to his full height, and he goes, this should be able to get me out.
Oh,
What did you just do?
He goes, oh, I'm sorry, that must look weird to some people. I'm a sentinel. And he's like, I'm imbued with...
whoa, 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 whoa.
He goes, I'm imbued with a wraith and mayhem, and it gives me energy when I don't have any. I was saving it, trying to last as long as I could, thinking someone may come out.
You
But-
for a missing sentinel.
Bernard, you're the missing sentinel.
I don't know about missing. I mean, I've been down here a little while. Was someone looking for me?
Somebody was looking for you. We read a post on a sign that said you had been missing for, and I'd say the amount of days.
He kind of smiles and he goes, I didn't think anybody was looking out for me. Great. Well, then let's get out of here, I guess.
If he's got a wraith in him, can he not channel that and siphon it to heal himself?
It's, to be honest, kind of what I've been feeding off of. I didn't want to say that and make it sound crazy, so I just sort of kept it myself. I've been using it to keep the wraith at bay, if that makes sense. The wraith feeds off of my life as well as mayhem energy. So to keep it from taking more years off of my life, I gave it mayhem. It was just kind of the way of not going insane down here.
If you get the rest of it, would that heal you?
I don't know about heal me, because that's not really how it works.
No.
It-
How are you doing? Do you need more healing? I don't know. I only give you 1 HP.
No, it's fine. I can move on my own. I just probably can't fight for a couple days.
Let's get you out of here.
All right. Do you all head back up the ladder then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I
Alright.
head up
Yeah.
first and do like some sneaky recon to just make sure that those people are still they're still in the room?
Sure. You go up the ladder first, and I'll say that nothing really has changed. It doesn't seem like anybody has come out or moved. Oops. Need to set this up so I can pull him up this floor.
Let's go get Bernard into Simon's cart.
There he is.
So the wizard that we encountered asked us to go find his lost wand.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would he point us towards the scene of the crime? I'm thinking about that
Right.
too.
And why?
Unless he thinks that we're gonna get caught by these metal
Right.
workers.
Right. So was he unaware of like he literally did lose his wand and then here, stabbed himself, or did he send us in here to die, thinking that Bernard would eat us?
Bernard steps in and goes, I don't eat people. Sentinels are sent by one of the four masters to protect people. That's why I took the job I did. He said he couldn't protect himself in the crypt, so he asked me to help. He goes, yeah, I'm not eating people. That's not what I do.
Okay. Not accusing, just
No, I understand. We don't get the best rap.
figure out
That's
the
okay.
logic.
Neither do goblins. It's fine. I get it.
He goes, that makes a lot of sense.
I'm trying to figure out the logic behind why the wizard would have posted a notice for someone to go look for his wand.
When he stabbed you, how did he react?
He just, I don't know. We went down the ladder. Everything seemed fine. Like, the mission was going as planned. We hadn't run into any problems. And then when we got down there and we found that the rest of the mine had been caved in, I went, oh, well, maybe there's another way around, back up, and when I turned around, I was stabbed. And I became enraged, and the wraith side of me took over for a second, but by the time my head was clear, he was gone. And I was laying on the ground, bleeding out with a broken wand in my stomach.
I think we have to find our friend Xerxes and ask him some questions.
Yeah.
Alright. So, do you all leave this place, or do you want to investigate the rest?
Has our new friend seen anything from the other direction?
Yeah.
He goes, I haven't been into the big room. Xerxes seemed to know where he was going. He did step in there and seemed to talk to some people. But I thought it was weird. I thought maybe he was just channeling magic for a minute, trying to get guidance.
Well, let's get you out of here first.
Yes.
Agreed. We can always come back and investigate the rest later.
Maybe once you're gonna meet our friend Simon. He's got a wonderful little cart attached to him, where you can rest for a little bit. But we might come back in here and try to figure out what's going on, try to suss some stuff out.
All right.
Azrael, you're pretty sneaky. Do you think you would be able to sneak in there?
Could always try.
I wouldn't want you to do it while we're not with you, but...
I'm just moving him outside, sorry.
Bernard.
Bernard takes a seat on the edge of the cart and thanks you and just sort of rests himself there, still holding his side and keeping himself at bay. So Azrael, do you go to investigate that other room by yourself?
As long as everyone's outside.
How do you mean outside?
That is ill-advised.
Oh, like, you mean everyone leaves and goes back to the graveyard and you go take a quick peek in?
No, I mean everyone would need to be like outside the door.
Oh yeah, like everyone in here and you head in. Is that what we're going for?
That seems fair to me.
All right, go ahead and roll a.
Before you go, let me give you the traditional druid blessing. Sneaky Tuesday. I'm like petting your feet a little bit, and you feel like some druidic magic making your feet lighter. And I cast Enhance Ability, and I do Cat's Grace. It's not Cat's Grace. It is Cat's Grace. And you have advantage on any dexterity check that you do, so that includes stuff.
Alrighty, go ahead and make your stealth rolls then. And it's advantage on stealth, you said? Or he gets to add something?
He gets advantage.
Okay.
That's probably a good thing.
All right, that's 11.
Also, if you fall 20 feet or less, you land on your feet.
And 22. So yeah, you sneak in here. 22, you're definitely not going to get noticed. So you sneak into this room, and you find a very interesting sight. 4 dwarven forge masters are each at their own forge and appear to be just working metal nonstop. And as they do, they appear to be bickering back and forth. They are yelling about which type of steel is best and who's doing the best work, and why is it that they've been down here so long. And one of them eventually turns to the other and goes, "The only reason we can't get better steel is because you threw away the key," and picks up his tongs and chucks them across the forge and hits the one in the back of the head. And he grabs the back of his head and picks up one of the tongs in his possession. And he goes, "I wouldn't have thrown away the key if you'd have quit renting out a room," and throws his tongs, and they slam against the forge. And the one he misses stands up and goes, "Ha! You suck!" And one of the other dwarves seems to turn around and goes, "Would the two of you stop bickering? We're trying to get work done!" And we will pick up on this argument and where it goes next time. Unfortunately, however, it will not be our normal 2-week run. This coming week, there will be no Dark Souls race. The week after, there will be no D&D. And then we'll have to pick up again with Dark Souls race in our normal rotation. So it's going to be quite a while till we see D&D again, but it kind of works out because I feel like 10 episodes is a good, season break. Do 10 episodes, have a little break, do 10 episodes.
Was that the season finale?
I think that's going to be a good little mid-season finale, a good place for a mid-season finale.
All right.
That clusterfuck of an episode.
Yes, I think it works. My thing is broken again. Alright, so I just want to thank all of you for coming out and hanging out with us and being here. And, I had a great time, and we'll see each other, in a few weeks. We'll keep you updated on when. My, of course, stream will not be going for a while. Because of those 2 weeks, my stream won't be going, but you'll be able to see me on a couple of the Nerds Together, and you should definitely check them out because they're fantastic, and they're going to have great stuff. And then, of course, Mystic and Beardy stream go throughout the week, so definitely check them out too. And yeah, thanks everybody for being here and hanging out, and I guess we will see all of you next time. So be safe, fair rolls, and see you around, adventurers. Bye, everybody.
Bye.